Welcome back to my dirty garage. Alright, I have been asked before how to sync carburetors. So this is obviously my 91 ZX7 that I'm currently putting back together. Rebuilt the carbs best I could. They don't make a rebuild kit for the 91 through 95, or All Balls Racing doesn't. I didn't really want to order any Chinese kits, so I bought an All Balls Racing rebuild kit for 96 through 03 because the needles, the gaskets are both the same. Although the jets will fit in here and the pilot jet will fit in here, they are the wrong size. The pilot jets are like a 180 and 170 something on the P model. These are 138s in the middle and 132s on the outside. For a factory, of course. Nothing changed. Okay, so to start off, this is a Kawasaki sync tool. I found this on Facebook Marketplace for a freaking steal. 70s. Get a little holder, Kawasaki, and under it, it's actually stamped in Kawasaki as well. But you'll look under here, under your carbs. Can't really see, but with my hand, there it is. Right here, it's actually hooked into a little nipple that goes to. I know it's all blurry. I can't do anything about that. But these things right here, a little jet kit, are screwed into the bottom of the cylinder. Actually, you can see right here. Right there, that little nipple is screwed in. Those two eights and then the other nipple. Because from factory, you have the EGR, not EGR, well, it's like a admissions thing. It's this thing right here. And those outer two tie in and then they tie into here for a little vacuum assisted whatever. You'll have to find your manual. You have to go through your manual, look online, whatever, and see which carburetor you're going to be syncing them to. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on it. You'll have to look yourself. You'll sync the outer two, then the inner two, or you'll sync all of these three to one of them. I believe it's number one that you'll sync them to. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but it's not running right. Number 1 and 4 cylinder are running much cooler than the inner two cylinders. I've changed the coil out already, and nothing really helped. So next thing I can think of is carb sync, because it will make it miss. It'll make it run funny if your carbs are out of sync. And I know this has 2,900 miles on it, original, but whoever had it before me, pulled the carbs on and off, supposedly rebuilt them. I know for a fact he tried, because there was black RTV all over the carburetor bowl. But I was going to show y'all something over here, and I totally forgot what I was going to do. Also, if you're working on a motorcycle and you're not really mechanically inclined, dude, get you one of these. This is just a regular, a laser pointer temperature gun. It lets you know. You can point it onto your exhaust headers coming out of the motor, and you can see which one that isn't working, isn't firing, and you'll be able to tell immediately versus having to troubleshoot and buy a bunch of parts you don't need. So I guess also, if anybody ever is getting into this and wants to revive a old bike that's been sitting for 4, 5, 6, even 7 years. Couple quick things to do before you even try to turn it over. Pull the plugs out, which on a ZX7 they're right here, I guess under here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull them out. Pull the plug boots. Pop the spark plugs out. Get you some PB Blaster, WD-40, whatever. Squirt it in there. Even engine oil will even work. But if you think you have stuck rings, go ahead and PB Blaster or WD-40. Just straight in there immediately. If you can, let it sit. If you're gonna rebuild the carburetors, pop the carbs off, spray WD-40 or PB Blaster into the intake runners. That will let that go into the cylinder and break down anything that is possibly, like stuck rings, or if you're gonna be starting a dry engine, especially if it's been sitting for that long. There is no more oil in the cylinder, so there could possibly be rust, and I guess that's kind of the worst case scenario. So. That if you're going to revive a ZX7 or the B model ZX9 like I have on my channel a couple videos ago, you can pop this cover off right here, This is where the ignition advance is at. It connects directly to the crank. So there's a bolt in there, an Allen bolt, that you can put an Allen head on and spin it over by hand. It's best practice to do that, is spin it over by hand versus hit the start button and just letting it go. Because it's slower. Obviously, you're slower rotation than the starter. Even the starter isn't spinning it that fast, it's spinning it fast enough to possibly score the cylinder walls if they're not already scored. That's pretty much it. You obviously, take the tank off. You want to try to run it with a funnel. This is my little thing. I've showed it before on here, but basically this is a brake reservoir. So I have one cleaned out, and basically just have a fuel line connected directly to the fuel pump. Fuel pump going to the carburetors, and this is where I put my fuel at. It's a very little amount of fuel, so if it does catch on fire, you don't have to worry about some big old, siphon tube, some huge, amount of fuel. Like a Motion Pro sells one of those deals that kind of like an IV drip type deal. If it catches on fire, I want the least amount of fuel here. Obviously, you want to get a good battery. If you don't have a good battery on your bike, it may even turn over, may even start. But like this one right here, it does show 12 volts. It came with the bike, but it literally the ignition will not come on. No lights, no nothing. It just won't do it. So I took the battery off my P model. That's a lithium battery, which I will eventually get for this bike, because they're nice, they're cheap. Well, $100, $110, but you lose automatically 6 pounds off the bike immediately. These are about 1.25 pounds, and that battery right there is about 8 pounds. I guess that's pretty much it for the kind of reviving an old bike. Obviously, you want to check the fluids. Like this one, I'm not running it very much or very long. The oil in this thing smells of fuel, which tells me that they were trying to start it, never firing, but dumping fuel into it. So obviously the fuel went down to the bottom end into the case where all the oil is at. The oil does look decent. I mean, it's not like, well, now that after I've run it, the engine's still a little warm, but it's not bad. I've seen worse. But even if it looks good, you just want to smell it and see, and you'll probably be able to tell that it's bad, if it is bad. But that is it. We rode dirt bikes today, and I cleaned it. I mean, it's spotless, so there's no mud anywhere. But I was in the yard. You can kind of see there. I took off and not really knowing, and I spun the tire, and it got mud everywhere. I was angry. But clean boots, basically a clean motorcycle. But ZX7 Carb Sync. Obviously, the reason for this video, I'm not gonna do it right now, but we're fixing to eat. I will come back and we will get the carb synced, and I will show you how to do it. Basically, these needles will all jump, and like I said, for the manual, you'll see which one you're syncing them to, which carburetor is the main one that pulls all the vacuum you need to match to. And these needles will jump, and you'll adjust your little thing here and get it to where it's barely jumping, barely moving, so you can level it all the way out. You can't really see them, but kind of back there, it's blurry. No, you can't see it. Okay, there is a Phillips head screw back there, way down in there, in the middle of each of these. That is how you adjust the butterfly valves individually. I actually have a bank of carbs. I'll show you here. So these are what adjusts the carbs. So you start twisting, and it opens, one of those at a time, a little bit more than the other or a little less than the other, and eventually to where they're all sucking the same amount of vacuum. That's what these hoses are for. Now, I'm a fan of Harbor Freight, 100% all the way around, and I'm also a fan of eBay, but there are some things that you just don't buy. These, obviously from the look, just you can tell, none of these are currently set correctly. There's no way to adjust them, and the vacuums are already off. These little knobs, they're not real accurate. Only thing that is good about this whole kit is it comes with those hoses, and actually it comes with these adapters if you don't want to, if you don't want to run the factory, or if you don't even have the little nipples, because if you don't have multiple CX7s, you're not going to have those nipples. You're only going to have 2 of them, which is on 1 and 4. Fortunately, we've got a couple, in laying around, and I have 2 off that engine that I'm gonna take off. But it comes with these hoses, so at least you don't have to buy, because hoses for some reason are kind of expensive. And they're the right size. They fit perfectly. They're long enough, and you can kind of put your gauges wherever you want. Definitely don't cheap out on the gauges. I'm not saying buy Snap-on or Matco or whatever, or wherever you're from. Maybe they have some higher end thing, but if you find a decent set that people have good reviews on, go ahead and get them. This is a 70s vacuum thing. So, but I will get back to y'all once I start doing this. Bye. All right, we're back. This will be the synchronization video added on to it. First 10 minutes. So, unfortunately, I may try to prop the phone up, but seeing as I'm on my phone instead of my GoPro, I don't have anything to clamp this to, no kind of mount or anything. But for anybody who has a J model or the L model, which is 91, 92, and 93 through 95, this will be how you synchronize the carburetors. Same thing on the 94 through 97 ZX9 B model. The carbs are the same. I think they're bigger though. But regardless, so I have a Haynes manual, 2054. This is it's a future one. I don't know if I knew a guy. I don't know if y'all can get this or not. It's a future book. Sorry guys. But so what we're gonna do is, these are the screws I was talking about. You couldn't really see in the video. So what they're saying is, you're gonna synchronize 1 and 2. You're gonna synchronize 3 and 4. You're gonna synchronize them together with this one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna put some fuel in my little fuel making a happening jug right here. I'm gonna fill this up. It's blue because it's 112 leaded mixed with 93. I'm gonna do that, let that drain, because I did run it a little bit yesterday. Close all of these. You don't want these wide open, because like right now there's no vacuum leaks if I do it just like this. Let me see. I'll propping this thing up. Yeah, I might be able to do it like that. It's not a very good video, but at least you'll hear it run. So, key on, choke. And remember, no airbox also. So. Hey, I'm going to just go ahead and cut y'all off here. You see what I'm doing here? I slowed the needles down, I slowed the air coming out down, so they're barely sucking. I'm going to adjust those screws so they're all perfect. We'll talk to y'all here in a bit. Alright, back again. So it's idling, and you can see they're all very, very close. They can be within 2 kPa, whatever that means. whatever. But you see, it's about it. It still doesn't run right, so it's got, I think it's a carburetor issue. So it's better, and it died. That's okay. Much better. But that's it. That's gonna be the video. Because I'm going to pull these carbs off again, I believe. Because it's got new plugs. I've got replaced the coil. But that's that. You see how to do it. Wire or hoses go into the bottom of the ports, vacuum ports, of course. And these are all going to be the same. You're going to adjust these, and adjust them together with the middle screw right there. So I'm going to talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching.